Alright, we're rolling. Are you ready? Let's
Sure.
go at the end of the yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit about light for your camping needs, and my friend Carl is here with me too.
Howdy.
Something you're probably all familiar with, which is flashlights. This is like an industrial style one with an old-fashioned bulb. Usually not very bright and not all that useful for camping, plus you use big heavy batteries. Some of the smaller ones, traditional ones that use maybe AA's or something, are pretty handy. These are a little more modern with LEDs.
It'll last hundreds of hours.
Very energy efficient. And then there's also some quality ones that you may or may not have seen before that look a little bit like this, and they have a traditional bulb, but it's small and bright.
The strength of a flashlight is because it's not attached to your head, you can use it to guide somebody. So if you're walking on a trail at night, you can turn it on and point, this is the path you should take. You can just flip it out of your pocket, turn it on. If you don't need it any longer, you can just put it away really quickly.
And the big disadvantage of the flashlight, of course, is that when you're using it, it takes up one of your hands. And if you're trying to do something, that's not always the best thing, although there are workarounds.
So I was trying to make a meal one evening. I had my trusty beanie on and realized I could just slide my flashlight in the side.
Now, the logical extension of that is to move into the realm of headlamps. There's a few features you want to look for when you're buying these. Almost all of the headlamps on this table use AAA batteries, which is great. They're real common. You can get rechargeables. You can carry spares very easily. There are some headlamps that use like a proprietary battery pack, like a cell phone or something, on a longer trip or any time when you can't reliably go plug it in to charge it.
Yeah.
You're going to want batteries. Exception to that is this larger one here, which has got actually AA batteries. So compared to AAA's, it's going to give you a lot more capacity, and depending on the lamp, probably a lot more brightness too. It's also bigger and heavier, so it has this extra strap on the top to help distribute the weight some. For a critical application where you need your lamp to run for a long time and be nice and bright, you might consider something like that.
Another important thing to look at are the type of bulbs used. This light here has one large one in the middle and three smaller lights that are angled out. So you'll see what's in front of you really well, but you also get a little bit of peripheral vision.
This one has 4 LEDs in it, and it doesn't have the different types like you were showing on this one, but you can step down the brightness so you can have a brighter or darker, and many of them have a flash, if you need to have like an emergency light out.
Or just
Something
a strobe
like
dance
that.
party.
Or a dance party. This is the only one we have here that has a red light. The red light is a really nice option if you're hunting, if you just don't want to blind people. In astronomy, you can actually see pretty well with a red light, but it keeps your eyes from adjusting as much, and so you retain your night vision.
You can tilt to adjust.
Some of them tilt more than others, so you may want to look at that. But if you're cooking, you're going to want to have it down low in front of you, or reading a book. When you're walking on a trail, you're going to want it more out in front of you. So, look at how it tilts.
And also in how solid it feels when it locks into place. Because if you are doing it on a trail, and you don't want it to be, keep on having to adjust that.
If you need to use it as a flashlight, you can just hold it in your hand. So flashlights and headlamps are both really great for lighting up what you're doing. Anything where you're sort of focusing light. In certain situations, you got a nice group, you're doing cooking with multiple people, you're going to want to consider moving up to lanterns of some sort so you can actually cast some light over a wide area. This is an interesting one. It's actually a hybrid. It's got a flashlight, old-fashioned flashlight in the bottom. Pull it up and it can be used as a lantern. There are little collapsible reflector lantern type things that you can put a candle in.
Some pretty cool LED lanterns you could use for car camping or backpacking.
And you can find a whole host of other LED lanterns too, in different sizes. A lot of more old-fashioned electric lanterns use like C or D batteries. And this is actually dimmable. And then if you really have to bring out the big guns, you've got the good old-fashioned propane lantern. These actually, when you turn them down low, still give off an enormous amount of light, and they'll run for quite a long time.
Obviously not really ideal for backpacking, but For lighting up a campsite, you can't really do much better.
The lantern is really good for running out the fuel. With a lantern that's turned way down, you can typically run it, I would say, at least an hour or two on a canister that won't burn on the stove at all anymore. I've seen lanterns like this that use a smaller backpacking canister. You could use them with multi-fuel ones too. All in all, flashlights are good, lanterns are good. If you have to go and buy one thing for your very first camping kit, go get a headlamp because they're super versatile. This will definitely light up your night.